Hello students, as you know we are doing this chapter energy and this is day 2 of this chapter. The specific objective of today's class is types of liver and the topic that we are going to discuss is types of liver, topic number 4.2. Under this topic we will study first class liver, second class liver and third class liver. In previous class we have discussed all these topics: machines, types of machines, simple and complex. Types of simple machines. There are 6 types of simple machines as we have discussed. Lever, its mechanical advantage, load arm and effort arm. And how is effort reduced by using a lever? Students, as you know that lever is a rigid rod that moves about a fixed point. This fixed point is called fulcrum. Lever has 3 parts: load, effort and fulcrum. The distance between load and fulcrum is called load arm and the distance between fulcrum and effort is called effort arm. This we have already discussed. Today we will discuss about types of lever. There are 3 types of lever. 1. First class lever, 2. Second class lever and 3. Third class lever. Students, there is a trick that you can use to learn various classes of levers. FLEE, where F stands for fulcrum, L stands for load and E is effort. F1, L2 and E3. Why it is written this way? So that you can learn that in first class lever, fulcrum is in the center. And in second class lever, what is in the center? Load. And in a third class lever, effort is in the center. In this way, we can say that first class lever is a lever in which what is in the center? Yes, fulcrum. So a lever in which fulcrum is located between the load and effort is called a first class lever, right? Similarly, second class lever. According to the same trick, a lever in which what is located in the center? Yes, load. A lever in which the load is located between the fulcrum and effort is called a second class lever, right? And what about third class lever? A lever in which what is located in the center? Yes, effort. A lever in which effort is located between the fulcrum and load is called a third class lever, right? Note down the definition of first class lever now. A lever in which the fulcrum is located between the load and effort is called a first class lever. Examples are scissors, a pair of pliers, crowbar, seesaw, etc. Have a look at this. This is a claw hammer. In this claw hammer, the fulcrum is in the center, which is the support, and the load, that is nail, which is removed by this hammer, it is at one end of the hammer and effort is applied at another end of the hammer. In this way, we can say that claw hammer is a first class lever. Similarly, in scissors, fulcrum is in the center and the load is anything which is being cut by the scissor. It is at one end and effort is applied at the handles which are at another end of the scissors. In this way, scissor is also a first class lever. Crowbar. In crowbar also, support, that is fulcrum, is in the center of load and effort. Effort is the force that is applied at one end of the crowbar and load is acting at another end of the crowbar. In this way, crowbar is also a first class lever. Come to page number 42 on your books. Let's read it. Lever of first type or first class. In the first class or in the first type of lever, the fulcrum F lies in between effort E and load L. Examples are scissors, pliers, physical balance, and seesaw. Note down the definition of second class lever now. A lever in which the load is located between the fulcrum and effort. Examples are wheelbarrow and bottle opener, etc. This is a wheelbarrow which is used to carry load from one place to another easily. This is a simple machine. The container in which the load is put is placed in the center, whereas the effort is applied at the ends of wheelbarrow and fulcrum is located at another end of the wheelbarrow. In this way, we can say that wheelbarrow is a second class lever. Why? Because load is located between fulcrum and effort. Similarly, a bottle opener. Why a bottle opener is called second class lever? Because load is located between fulcrum and effort. And a nutcracker, in this also the load, that is nut, which is to be cracked by the nutcracker, is placed at the center, whereas the fixed point, that is fulcrum, it is located at one end of the nutcracker, whereas effort is applied at the another end of the nutcracker. In this way, a nutcracker is also a second class lever. Have you ever wondered that it is very difficult to crack a nut open by using our hands, but by using a nutcracker we can crack it easily? How is effort reduced by using a nutcracker? Since we have studied in previous class that more the effort arm, less is the effort required, and less the effort arm, more is the effort required. Now let us see what is the length of effort arm and load arm in this case. As you can see that fulcrum is at one end of the nutcracker, load is the nut which is in the center of fulcrum and effort is applied at another end of the nutcracker. As we have studied that load arm is the distance between load and fulcrum. This is load arm, and effort arm is the distance between fulcrum and effort. So this is effort arm. Now you can clearly see that effort arm is longer than the load arm. If effort arm is longer, it means less effort is required to crack the nut by using a nutcracker. Since in a nutcracker, effort arm is longer than the load arm, so it reduces effort required to crack the nut. This is very important question. This is not given in the chapter, but question is there in the back exercise, so you need to note it down. Let us read now. Lever of second type or second class. In the second type of lever, load L is between fulcrum F and effort E. For example, wheelbarrow, as we have discussed already, nutcracker and bottle opener are its examples. Next is third class lever. Note down the definition of third class lever. A lever in which the effort is located between the fulcrum and load. Examples are pair of tongs, fishing rod, etc. This is a fishing rod. How can we say that a fishing rod is a third class lever? In this, the fish, that is load. Load is acting at one end of the fishing rod. Effort is applied in the center. And the fulcrum, which is fixed point, it is located at other end of the fishing rod. In this way, we can say that a fishing rod is a third class lever. Why? Because effort is located between load and fulcrum. And how a pair of tongs is called a third class lever. In this also, effort is applied in the center, whereas load is anything which is to be held by the pair of tongs. It is at one end of the pair of tongs, and the fulcrum, which is the fixed point, it is also at other end of the pair of tongs. In this way, we can say a pair of tongs is a third class lever. Come to page number 43 on your books. Let's read. Lever of third type or third class. Here effort E is in between the fulcrum F and load L. For example, a pair of tongs, human arm and a fishing rod. How can we say that a human arm is an example of third class lever? Look here, the weight which is being lifted by the arm, it is acting at one end of the arm, whereas the fulcrum, that is fixed point, here elbow, that is a joint, it is acting like a fulcrum, that is a fixed point. And where is the effort? Since the bicep muscles, they apply effort, and you can clearly see that this effort or this force is acting between the fulcrum and the load, that is weight. In this way, we can say that human arm is a third class lever. Students, you must be able to answer all these questions now. First, explain the different types of levers, give their examples. Then, why are scissors and seesaw called first class levers? How will you write its answer? Since in the scissors and seesaw, the fulcrum is located between the load and effort, therefore, they are called first class levers. Next question, why is a nutcracker called a second class lever? In the same way, since in a nutcracker, the load is located between the fulcrum and effort, therefore, it is called a second class lever. Next question, how does a nutcracker reduce effort? We have discussed this question already. Next question, explain the working of a second class lever with the help of a nutcracker. This question is important. Let's discuss this question once. As you can see in the diagram, the fulcrum in the nutcracker is at one end, where the two metal rods of the device are hinged together. The effort force is applied at the opposite ends of the rods, and the load, that is a nut to be cracked open, lies in the middle. We have discussed this already, and this is the working of a second class lever with the help of a nutcracker. You must note down this answer also. Last question, why is a fishing rod called a third class lever? How will you write its answer? In the same way as we have discussed, since in a fishing rod, the effort is located between the fulcrum and load. Therefore, a fishing rod is called a third class lever. Note down all these questions and revise them properly. Thank you.